Hello, good morning. This is Father Raymond from St. John of God. As you can see, I am not right now in the parish. I'm here in Utah in the parish of St. Thomas the Apostle together with Father Joshua, a very good friend of mine. I'm here just to inform you, our beloved parishioners of St. John of God, that we started with the construction of our air conditioning project phase 2. They are in the process of removing the old blowers and heaters that have been stationed at the attic of our parish. And next week, they will start installing the units of phase 2. If you remember, just to refresh your memory, on top of our church, there are 4 different AC units. Closer to Norwalk, closer rather to Pioneer Boulevard, are 2 smaller units, and these are 4 tons each. We have 2 of them in the north and in the south. At the back side, on the roof of the church, closer to the parking, we have bigger units that are 30 tons each, north and south as well. For phase 1, our project was supposed to be to upgrade and to bring up the level of our AC units from 4 tons to 15 tons on each side. So a total of 30 tons, 15 tons on the north and 15 tons on the south. Phase 2, after installing phase 1, would be from 30 tons, we would be lowering it down to 10 or 15 depending on the need. And because we have the money for phase 1 from Fiesta of 2018 and Fiesta 2019, we're ready to start with phase 1 already. Unfortunately, it was taking time for the contract to be signed. During this time of the pandemic, it was part of the directive of the Archdiocese of Los Angeles to not do any major construction unless the money comes from our capital campaign called Call to Renew. Even if we have the money already, we could not use the money for phase 1 yet because of such directive. So we went ahead to sign the contract for phase 2 2 weeks ago. So I signed the contract already, and they started last week. On Tuesday, they will start installing the units for phase 2 on top of the roof of the church. Last Friday, 2 days ago, after several exchange of emails with the secretary of the Archbishop, Father Brian, I had to explain to him where the money was coming from for phase 1. He was under the impression that the money for phase 1 will come from the money of Call to Renew. No, the money for phase 1 will come from the profit of the Fiesta of 2018 and 2019. We have to use the money of 2018 and 2019 Fiesta. Why? Because I gave you my word that the profit will be used for that. If we put a restriction for whatever profit we made, and that is not after the event, but before the event, we cannot use it for any other purpose except for that. And I said to Father Brian that I have to honor my word to you that the money we're using for phase 1 will come from the Fiesta. And so last Friday, he understood the sourcing of the funds for phase 1, and he said that tomorrow, Monday, that he will be signing the exemption for us to be able to proceed with the construction of phase 1. The city of Norwalk had already given us the approval for phase 1 already. All that we were waiting for was the signature of Father Brian in behalf of the Archbishop. And so we have that already, and I am so happy to announce to you that we are going to be doing that. But because of this construction that will be going on, during the weekdays, our masses will be at the large hall. Much as I want to continue our masses inside the church, we could not do it. I had been pressing the Archdiocese to give us the exemption so we can combine phase 1 with phase 2. That is already starting. So hopefully we can do this together. Why? This will cost us less money because of the lift, the crane that will be needed to bring up all the machineries with 2 projects happening at the same time. this would cost us less. And then second, in terms of us having to close the church, that would require us to close the church at a shorter period of time if we do this at the same time. Yes, it will inconvenience all of us, but my hope is that the AC units that we have been working on together as a parish for a long time already, that this would serve our parish for the next 30 to 40 years. So that even when I'm gone, we know that these AC units will serve those who are coming after us. In line with all these constructions as well, more displacement. So we are also starting our project of putting the security gates right on the side of Bank of America and another side by the Shrine of Our Lady Guadalupe. At the Shrine of Our Lady Guadalupe, the gates will be remotely controlled, and thus for those who are shut in when we lock the gates in the evening, you'd still be able to exit the premises. We will also install pedestrian gates with punch and key pad for those who are coming after office hours or during holidays. Otherwise, the gates will remain open always, and we will only close them at night. At the other side, at the Bank of America, the gate will not be remotely controlled. This will have to be manually opened and closed. And so after the children have been brought to school, we will then close the gates already on the side of Bank of America. This will protect our premises. As you all know, even during the daytime, we have break-ins, we have car theft, we have vandalism, and we have non-stop problem with those individuals high on drugs who come to our place and cause fear and sometimes havoc in with our property and our people. So I do hope we understand that this is a need that the city of Norwalk understood and thus gave us a permission to go ahead. We have been working on this for more than a year and a half now. Our volunteer architect, her name is Gladys Macabenta, a licensed architect, had given her services for free, and she had been working on this back and forth with me and the city and back and forth just so we would be able to do all of this and make sure we do it right. We're also changing the layout of our parking because the way it was painted, it's not up to code. So we have to put it to code, and thus we will need to add like a foot more for every space. Our parking is not per code. Therefore, we're gonna lose some parking just because, not because we moved anything, but because we have to put our parking layout per code. And we are also going to be changing some of our handicap parking and the ramps as well. All this we're doing so that we can pass on to our people a better church. As I told you 5 years ago when Father Pais and I arrived at St. John of God, we will do everything we can to be better stewards of the property of the parish. Thank you so much for all the support you're giving to our church. Please continue to do that. As you all know, we're not the richest parish in the neighborhood. In the deanery, we're not by far the richest. But our people are very generous, and you see the work that we have been doing. Please continue to support our parish. And may heaven bless you, especially today on Mother's Day, as we ask God and His angels and the saints to bless and protect our mothers. May God bless you all, and happy Mother's Day.